6 years, I think. So got a lot going on here, man.
Right.
Yeah. So
we're going to do holidays too heavy around.
Let me cut that out
right.
real quick.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be fun.
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
Same way, man. I'm ready for the weekend. A little different. I'm a big Masters fan. I'm excited to watch the Masters this weekend, get some golf action in. Excited to see Lamar Jackson in a primetime game. He's going to be playing in the Sunday night football matchup. That should be exciting. Always get ready for fantasy football. We got a Cavaliers matchup tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty solid weekend, I think. I got stuff to watch pretty much from sun up to sundown, considering the golf starts at like 7 a.m.
We also have some conversation about the basketball team, some more of that. We have some conversation. I watched actually some off conversation too. I watched some basketball last night. Yes, a little bit of Kentucky. I wanted to see what they had going on. Is that your stuff playing in the background?
Yeah, it's the UK Pro Day that I didn't watch yesterday at all.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
So right before the show, I figured, let me take a peek at these dudes.
No, I checked out about 25 minutes of it when they were kind of scrimmaging back and forth. So, and then I did. Now, this is a little off topic, but I did watch some high school ball last night.
You're watching Chet dominate?
Dude, I will not listen to any more Chet slander after that game. He's legit.
I thought you were bringing some Chet slander.
No, I did.
Because of his frame?
Yes, because I mean, when that game started, I'm like, you cannot rank that kid number one in the country. I'm sorry. I'm like, look at him. And then
Steve, that was so judgmental of you.
Yeah. But then I watched him play and I'm like,
no, he can play.
He's really good. Yeah. So him and Bates is good too, man. So them two are legit. Yeah. They're legit number ones in their
odds that they play college basketball.
That's good. Chet hasn't committed anywhere yet. Bates is committed. Bates probably won't unless he reclasses, because they said there's a chance he could reclass to 2021.
There's no way they play college basketball.
So if he reclasses, I think he will. But if not,
and why would you? Why would you, under the uncertainty of college, why would you reclass to get involved in that?
Yeah.
When you can just personal trainer it, or, you know what I'm saying? Or what do you call it? Grad years, or, what am I thinking? High school grad years are called.
Yeah.
Prep. Yeah. Sorry about that. Guaranteed.
Yeah. So I was brutally stabbed in the back yesterday.
Okay. People, now this is when we need your help. Okay. The machine needs you to sit down on this one and lock in. Now, everyone knows Marcus Maben gets one thing that can pull him out of his shell is extreme misrepresentation of something I say. For years and years and years, since I've been on the radio, I say context is costing the world. Lack of context and people's ability to take what you say. I said I knew the meme was evil.
Yeah.
The picture of somebody's face and a quote by their name that they never said.
Right.
Years and years ago, I said, people, if you don't stop, put a stop to this, or put a slow down on the if you don't put a stop to this out of context stuff, it's going to destroy America. Subsequently the world.
True.
Context. Yeah. Taking things out of context. It's
true.
Very, very, very bad.
So here's the thing. And I'll
this is going somewhere, people. We're going to need the machine to work today.
Yeah. Hear me out here. Because the other day, we really did a Mitch Day, and we got Mitch up to 545 followers.
Why did we have a Mitch Day?
We had a Mitch Day because Mitch stood strong. He stood proud.
Who is Mitch? What Mitch are we talking about?
Mitchell Hannigan is.
What's his Twitter handle?
His Twitter handle is We Want Mitch. Yeah. So we fought hard for him there, and we got his followers up.
Mitch
massively.
Hannigan, who is the producer, of the 3 to 6 show.
Yeah, of the Take from 3 to 6. So he stood up for Louisville. Okay, when quite a bit of Louisville slander goes on there.
Mhm.
Okay, so anyways, we were happy for him. We were proud of him. So yesterday, now as we know, let me explain this. Mitch cuts a lot of sound throughout the days, right? That's
From other shows.
That's part of their show.
Yep.
That's what they do. That doesn't bother me. That part doesn't bother me. I don't mind. He cuts sound throughout the days. They have a good time with the other shows. And look, even with me, I don't mind. I'm like, okay, whatever. Because for the most part, it's an in context quote that like James or somebody is just making fun of because it's a Louisville thing.
Right.
Okay, fine. And coming from James or Andy, I'm like, I expect it.
Yeah.
For one, because you guys probably didn't hear, you probably didn't hear most of the show. I mean, James is a teacher. Andy is program director. They do what they do. Mitch, I know he listens to every show thoroughly, right? So yesterday, Mitch cuts up sound. It's part of his job. It's part of his duties.
Mhm.
He's got to hand the sound sheet in to Andy for every show. Mitchell Hannigan said, we have some great Steve Rummage sound, which I'm used to now. And I listen to him. So, I mean, I'm used to it. I enjoy the fodder back. It doesn't really bother me all that bad. Okay. So I'm like, all right. We got some great Steve Rummage sound. In my brain, let me be clear. I usually know. I'm like,
what you said.
I know. Yeah. Like I know what he's about to tear me down. Okay. All right. Yeah. I said Carlik Jones was the best player. Or I said Louisville may field a sensible team. So, it's going to be funny.
The schedule
yeah,
can work out to Louisville's benefit and the injuries.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then then I become a fan. But it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, so I have this, here we go. But he says that yesterday, and I'm saying, I don't know what he's going to use.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm thinking in my head, because usually I'm running while I'm listening. And I'm like, I can't really think of anything he could use. Like, I didn't say anything that crazy, did I?
Right.
So I'm racking my brain. I'm going back. I'm going, okay, I didn't say any of the recruits were the next coming of LeBron James or anything like that. So
Right.
I'm like, I said, I like L. Ellis the best. I said, if they get Roosevelt Wheeler, they're going to be up to number 11. That wasn't from me. That was from Brian Snow of 247. I mean, like he said that. So I'm like, okay, I don't think I said anything crazy. So I move along. I'm running. So anyways, I'm like, well, I don't hear anything. So I'm going on with my day. And I'm moving on here, and I get back in the car, and I hear towards the end, they say, well, I guess we'll play that Rummage sound now. So I listened to the Rummage sound. The Rummage sound.
I'm curious, Steve.
Do you guys remember yesterday when the caller called in and he said, what would be your recruiting pitch to recruits right now if you're Chris Mack? So I used hypothetically Mike James. I said, well, I'd go down, I'd tell Mike, we got these bells and whistles, we got these facilities. It's beautiful. Look, Mike, I think you are 5 times the player Jordan Wara was coming into school. I already apologized to Pops for saying that. You know how it is. But I said, and he's going to be a first rounder, it looks like, or early second. He's going to be right there.
Right.
Again, I'm not saying that. That's what all the analysts are saying.
Mm-hmm. And this is hypothetical. This is what Coach Mack is saying.
Hypothetically. And I'm like, you're 6'6", you're athletic, you can shoot, you can play defense. Look, I can turn you,
Yeah.
So then they come back and Andy says, well, what's the context there? Like to Andy's credit.
I was going to say, Andy asked about context.
He actually said well, because when I heard the clip, I was like, okay, but what's going to be the angle here? Even when he played it.
Right.
So Andy says kind of like, oh, well, what's he talking about here? Right. Because do you want to know what Mitchell Hannigan replied with?
I'm listening.
Oh, he was just saying that Chris Mack was going to make this whole class first rounders.
Who said that?
That was my question. Do you know? Did you say that?
No.
that.
You didn't say that, Brian?
No.
Never heard it.
Okay.
Who said that on their show? Mitch?
Mitch.
Mitch?
Who I thought was our Mitch. Who's not?
Mitch said that you said
Oh, he stabbed me right in the back.
he's going to turn everybody
Yeah.
into.
He said, well, the context was that Chris Mack's going to turn this whole recruiting class into first rounders.
You heard that come out of his mouth?
Yes. Like Vander Heiden and L. Ellis.
He
and
named
Bobby
it. He named the players
It's
too?
literally going to be, you're saying, I said, Mack's going to turn all these kids off of a hypothetical. Guy asked me, what's Chris Mack doing to recruit? And I used 6'6" wing out of Florida, Mike James, and said, well, so Mitch screwed me, dude. So here's what I need.
Because here's the problem. People listen to that. And let's just say people kind of thought you were just you were the kind of guy to just overblow anything Louisville related.
Sure.
Let's just say somebody was on the fence about that.
Right.
Hey, Steve just pom-pom guy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to that, you're like, okay, I'm done. Steve is a pom-pom guy. If he said that, he's a complete pom-pom guy.
Right.
Because if he believes that Mack is going to turn all those guys into first rounders, he's insane.
Well, Texter, that's a good point. And it's funny you bring that up. Because now is what I need from this family. Because middays with Marcus
The
Maben
Texans know us so well, don't they?
giveth, and middays with Marcus Maben taketh away. Mitch sits at 545 followers right now. I need him back under 500 before the end of the show.
We got to get him under 500.
So
people.
if you followed Mitch the other day
hold on, Marcus, where
at We Want Mitch,
at We Want Mitch,
I need you to go unfollow him today.
following, unfollow.
I want to see Mitchell Hannigan under 500
Because here's the thing,
before this
people.
day's over with.
You listen, these messages, these slanderous messages about Steve and this show are harmful to the brand. All those followers that we helped Mitchell Hannigan acquire, he helped spread that stuff to the masses. The only thing you can do is reel in the message.
Yeah. By the way, he's already down to 540.
Okay. You got listen.
So
Tell your friend, like, it's not hard. People, like, help us out. Like, we're begging you. Help us out. Text to your friend and say, hey, you remember that show last week where we all followed that one guy at We Want Mitch?
listen, and once he gets under 500, we can let it be. He was at 545. What if you look once he's unfollowed and once he gets under 500, his penance is paid.
But
we can back off.
But he has to be punished.
You have to be punished
He has to be punished.
with 45 followers here. You have to be
Yeah,
punished.
your penalty is
Yeah.
45.
There's 45 followers.
That's
And he's already down to 537.
listen, and that's not a harsh penalty
No, but lessons
listen.
are going to have to start being learned around here.
this time.
This time. Yeah.
That is like when you told, listening to you,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no way, Mitch. Like you know how hard we fight. We fight this battle to say, no, listen, you can have positive, truthful news about the University of Louisville. That's what got Mitch props in the first place.
I know.
He said, God forbid I have anything positive to say about the University of Louisville. That's what got him. But it's like, was it a sham?
Right.
Were you a Trojan horse?
I know.
Hey, Mitch, we're going to set you up. We're going to set you up nicely, and you're going to get you to gain the trust of Steve and Marcus.
Yeah.
Get in there and soften them up so we can always get some good sound,
Yeah.
and they won't hear about it.
Yeah. So
I can't believe unfollow to the 500 mark.
yeah.
at We Want Mitch.
It was brutal.
We need a slogan for it.
Ditch Mitch.
At We Want Ditch Mitch.
Yeah. We want Mitch. Hashtag ditch Mitch.
Ditch
Yep.
Mitch.
Gotta go.
Listen, after you do it, just shoot us a text message. Done. And we'll know that the job is being done. Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What up, Marcus? What up, Steve?
What's going on?
Does Mitch do understand we're University of Louisville? We're not Duke. Because ain't no, like, I love Louisville basketball, but I love Chris Mack too, but ain't no way that whole recruiting class is going to be first round pick. If they were Coach K and Duke, probably. But the only way for Chris Mack to make that happen is if they beat every team by 20 points and they go for, that's not happening.
See, Lawrence, see, I appreciate the call.
Yeah.
You see what that does? That even puts Lawrence in a position to slander his own team.
I know.
It puts us in a position to talk about how there's no way Coach Mack can accomplish something that outstanding.
Right?
Like, we have to put that sound on it.
Yes.
So now that sound is, all right, there's no way Coach Mack can do that. So now Coach Mack is getting tagged in the sound.
Yeah.
All because a guy who we thought was our guy wanted to get some quick. Why did he do that?
That's brutal, man.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. He says he's got an explanation today
There's
at 3:20, so
there's
you can tune in and listen to that.
No
and
explanation.
I will tune in and hear what he has to say today, but listen, there's nothing's going to change my mind.
People, after you do it, please.
Did he text you to tell you he was going to do that?
No, he tweeted it out. He tweeted
Just
it.
now?
Okay, so again, he's just using the Twitter format to just
Yeah.
People, you gotta get out of there.
I know.
You gotta get. Look, please text us to the show 3831-939. Done after you do it, so we'll have some kind of idea of where we're at. Bobby, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Mitch,
Yeah.
what you doing, man?
I know, man.
What you doing? And Steve, I'm much like you. I love me a little midday with Marcus Maven. I also love me a little, little afternoon show with the Andy, and the Streeble and the Mitch.
I do too.
double
Yeah.
dip a little bit.
I do
Yeah,
too.
It's
Yeah.
delightful. It's
I know.
delightful.
It's
I
like
did not get to catch yesterday's show to hear this slander,
Yeah.
but man, you can't take the midday with Marcus Maven bump and then turn it back on it. You can't
Oh,
do
Bobby, good point,
Good.
man.
Good.
You can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I did have to call in about a couple other things. First of all, is there something wrong with Andy? And I know this is a little bit late, and I know we're trashing our boy Mitch today, but don't come after poor defenseless Mitch. Maybe he needs a little therapy. Secondly, Steve, I got a little bone to pick with you, brother.
Okay. All right. I'm
And
listening.
You come in here last week, and let me tell you one thing that you forgot, man.
Okay,
You come
okay.
at the king, you best not miss. You come at the king,
I
you
know.
best not miss. Don't be on the radio trashing my Steelers.
I knew
now,
that's where it was
just 'cause
going.
your Cowboys.
I
Just 'cause
know.
your Cowboys can't play, man.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. I feel bad. I actually like the Cowboys too, but
I know,
they're
Bobby.
just not there this season, man. It's just not there. And then finally, before I jump off here and just leaving Steve in disgrace, with his Steelers take, I did have a question for y'all on this basketball team, and I'm more excited about this basketball team than even last year's team because I feel like we have a special potential to see just such great growth
Yeah.
and such great acceleration on the really skill levels of all these players. It reminds me of the Damian Lee, Trey Lewis year where they came in and they worked their way into our hearts immediately. And we knew they really weren't good enough to make a Final Four run or maybe even an Elite Eight run. But we also knew, and obviously they ended up taking the ban that year, but we also knew those players are going to be in our minds for a long time. They worked their way into our hearts. So I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that and see maybe if this team would be something like that, where it's we remember this team even if they don't accomplish the highest of heights,
Yeah.
But y'all take care. Take care, guys. Take care.
Appreciate it,
Appreciate
man.
the call.
There's something to that. There's something to that. Now, I do think by when we
Texter 405, thank you so much. 3701, that's mean. 9481. Thank you. You got to penalize this kid.
Yeah. We don't want to get personal and make fun of Mitch. We just want to unfollow him. Yeah, because this is.
Yes, he stomped on the bird, people.
Yeah.
At We Want Mitch.
Yeah, sorry,
stomped
bro.
on the bird. You got to unfollow him
Yeah.
What's the number? Under 500.
Under 500, man. Yeah. So and he was at 545. What's he at now? Let me take a look here.
532.
531. So yeah, it's got to go to 500. Now, look, like I said, once he gets under 500, we'll let him be for this time. But 45
a 50
followers.
follower.
And 45 is in honor of Donovan Mitchell. So yeah.
I'll take that.
Who did end up being a first rounder. So just two different coaches, but still it's in honor of our last first rounder, Donovan Mitchell. You got to lose 45 followers. It's just look, them's the rules. So
We just can't let that happen continuously.
To his point, 528, by the way, at We Want Mitch. I'm follow there. I will say this, man.
9282, fist bump.
I know.
And he's an alum.
No, it hurts, man.
7360, double fist pump. Good looking out. Thank you. Boom.
Bang.
Bang.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Oh, I'm missing. That was 3646 with the great point.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. You have to help us punish in some ways that we just can't do it.
Because the other punishment is the only way that he avoids this penalty is there's something he's going to have to do. Because there is a way he could avoid this unfollow penalty. Well, he could get around the penalty. You got to reach out. You got to be Big Blue Mitch. Go ahead, Mitch. Reach for an olive branch. Go ahead. Kentucky followers will get you back up. So this is the corner you're now.
Oh no!
Now you're on the ledge.
They knew that from the beginning.
Now you're on the ledge, Mitch. You either take this 45 unfollow penalty, or you reach out and get you some.
No,
get you some Kentucky followers.
Yeah, you're gonna take this penalty, but you're like I said, your Kentucky thing, like Go ahead, go ahead and reach out.
Yeah, no, and listen. So yeah, and that's part of the penalty. So
3646, 005.
45 is President Trump. How about that, Mitch? Callaway County.
Parting shots. But listen, 5066. Thank you for participating in the 93.9 disciplinary action program.
Yes, the disciplinary action. The 93.9 DAP.
Yes. You get a DAP.
When you get the 93.9 DAP from here on, you're
at We Want Mitch, people. Listen, if you listen to 93.9, you probably follow him. That's the thing. And we drug him into greatness, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And people, it only takes a second. All you have to do is go to your Twitter, go to at We Want Mitch, and go to where you say following.
We've got a telethon going on.
Just go unfollow, and then
it only takes a second for you to
dap.
Yeah, to dap.
Dap just takes a second.
Yeah, it only takes 1 second. You can do it straight from your phone, from any mobile device.
2797. Thanks for the dap.
Yeah, thanks for the dap.
This is that brotherhood dap too.
Yep.
This is that thumb shake hand.
Appreciate y'all.
With the dap with the snap at the end.
Yep.
All that.
Yep. So
quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maven on 939 The Ville.
Pretty soon, turning on the heat in your home will be a common event. And if you're not sure your heating system is ready for the winter months ahead, it may be time to call who we call at the station, DFH Company. This month from DFH, you can get 18 months special financing and a $1,000 rebate on a qualified train comfort system from the DFH Company. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
The playing of the 84th Masters is underway, and Westwood One is there with you every step of the way. 2019 champion Tiger Woods looks to defend his title against a talented field competing amongst the fall foliage of the Augusta National Golf Club. Who will be fitted for this year's green jacket? Tune in to find out. If it's the 2020 Masters, it's right here.
Coverage begins Saturday at noon on 93.9 The Ville.
Hey, all you sports fans and dog lovers out there, Brian Hall here. When it's time for the big game, big fans need big TVs. And sometimes you may even want to bring your dog. And at Double Dogs, you can do both and even satisfy those big appetites. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure you get the fuel you need at lunch or dinner while never having to miss a game. So whether you have 2 legs or 4, you can cheer on and chow down at Double Dogs, located in the Middletown Commons.
Here's what you missed on the Diener Show.
It was content. What do you mean? So you picked up a hitchhiker for content? My friend picked up the hitchhiker. I took the content. And you allowed him to do so? He put your life at risk? We had a gun. He could have been his... Oh, so what? That doesn't mean... Oh yeah, because you guys be just popping everybody everywhere anytime you have problems, right? Oh, get out of here. You got... Oh, Lord Jesus. I know, never, no.
Weekday morning, 7 to 10 on 93.9 The Ville, ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Mark Ennis here, telling you about my friends at Bosch Lawn Care. For the past few years, I've trusted Bosch Lawn Care with my yard maintenance at my house. That's mowing, weed eating, trimming bushes, cleaning mulch installation, and much more. Get yourself out of hours of work in the yard when you could be kicking back and enjoying time with your family and friends. Call 833-2GET-CUT. That's 833-243-8288, or visit them online at BoschLawnCare.com. Trust the lawn experts I trust. They're professional, affordable. Bosch Lawn Care.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
Baltimore Ravens football plays here on ESPN Louisville. Play action. Jackson keeps it. Sweeps around the left side. He will stroll in for the touchdown. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens look to stay hot Sunday as they take on the Patriots. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:50 with kickoff at 8:20 on 93.9 The Ville. Ravens football on ESPN Louisville is presented by Liquor Barn, Body Armor Sports Drink, and Molly Malone St. Matthews, home of the Raven.
Friday with Greeny, full coverage of the Masters. Plus, we look back on a critical game between the Colts and the Titans. We'll be busy. See you then. It's Greeny.
Catch Greeny from 12 to 2 p.m. on 93.9 The Ville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Number 93.9 is the station. A little bit of football talk, Steve. How excited are you headed into the weekend, or does your Elijah tournament kind of take away from the excitement just in Steve's personal vibe? Brian, same question for you. How excited, or did the week off, did the postponement kind of shake your tree a little bit in the Louisville football excitement meter?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Basically, I think it kind of built the excitement, I think, for this game a little bit more, just because, we were kind of falling into the routine, and it's, you got 3 or 4 days to talk about the next opponent after you recap the following game. And it kind of was like jarring, getting ready for the Virginia game and then it not happening. And so now it's just kind of made me want to see the game even more. And so now I'm ready for this weekend's game. I'm probably a little more excited about it this weekend than I was last weekend, because not to say that I'm overlooking Virginia, and when you're 2-5, you can't really overlook anybody. So, but it's not as big of a game that excites you. So I was kind of like, all right, let's, get the win this weekend. And now I'm like, you know what? I just want to see the football game.
It's funny, and I'm kind of glad you answered that way. I really am, because I'm kind of the opposite. So the reason I say I'm glad that he answered that way is because that puts my faith back in humanity, because I was kind of like the opposite with so much basketball news. I'm just being honest on the air. I mean, I love Louisville football, but it was almost like, oh yeah, we got this game now. It's like the postponement almost got me like, yeah,
a good game will drag you back into the football.
Kickoff, it'll be back. But I'm not saying
a good performance.
Oh yeah.
Out of the game.
Oh yeah. They come out, they look really solid. You're back 100%. But just going into it, I've just found myself this week kind of being like, I don't really have any analysis of the game. Let's just watch it. Maybe that's the best way I could put it. It's like, I don't really have anything to say about it. I mean, I know it's terrible for sports radio, but I mean, just kind of how I felt as a human, a Louisville fan, just, and that's why I was glad to kind of hear Brian say that the pushback kind of made him more excited, because I'm like, okay, there's probably quite a few more Brians out there that are the pushback got them more ready for the game. Whereas I've taken just kind of, and maybe it's because there's been so much basketball news, and now you're starting to kind of, and there is a piece of it too that I think is the fact that the football team is 2-5, and there is now you start to sniff basketball and you start to say, okay, well they do have kind of, there is unbridled optimism, at the beginning of any season, right? So, yeah, but that was kind of where I was at, though. It was an odd feeling. But I'll be right back in, when they play.
You know what agitates me the most about this? Which I don't know what this says about how I feel. What agitates me the most is that this game is a 3:45 game or 3:30 game instead of a 12 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Because, I really needed this to be a noon game to get going.
To get rolling. Yeah. Well, it actually works out for me because my son has a tournament in Shelbyville, football tournament. They're playing at 10 and 1. So it kind of works out perfect. So I can get back and watch it. So but if it wasn't for my selfish reasons, yes, you would be correct that I would say, dude, let's wake up and let's play.
And Texter, I think I may go live for the game. I think I may be ready to freak out over some football. I could do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I said Friday quote is Mitch is going to cry in the car.
Where is he at right now? Speaking of, because like I said, people, it's difficult to go to other subjects. Like I said, I want to get deep into the basketball. I want to get deep into that. But what is Mitch still at? Is he still at acceptable levels?
5:28, so that's fair.
Yeah, that's not moving fast
We'll
enough.
go slow enough, but 11 o'clock rushed. Yeah. Somebody said, hang on, let me see. Hope you go live. There was one I was wanting to get to up here. Well, I'll get to it. But
I'm curious about that.
What's up? Oh,
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because what
is there pressure? Is there pressure on the coaching staff? Is there pressure on the defense? Did we lose the pressure feeling knowing that they're still going to be shorthanded on defense? Like did how much of the performance stuff are we still judging the performances or the play. Okay, put it this way. I'll ask this question, and you can feel free to jump in on this. 3831-939 is the number 3831-939 or 3881-50-939. I'm sorry, 3831-939. Is there more? Do we want to see more out of what the coaches do in this game, or player centric? Are we worried about our offense? Are we worried about our defense? What they do shorthanded? Are we worried about?
See, that's what I feel like the break did, because I swear, and again, I mean, text in or call and tell me I'm not crazy too, but I almost feel like I'm almost like I forgot. If that makes sense, like, you know what I'm saying, like
that we're still going to be shorthanded, or
that, and like what do I mean, does this make sense to anybody else? Like, what do we need to work on again? Okay. The offenses look pretty good, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, this is how I'm saying, this is internally how Steve Rummage has been.
2 weeks off will do that.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, well, the offense is, I think that worked okay. And then, even against Virginia Tech, and what I'll probably do tonight is I'll probably go back and watch Virginia Tech.
It was a late starting. It was a late to the game showed up offense. Remember that Virginia Tech had a good start, and we kind of talked about, how poor our starts have been.
Well, that's another question too. Who are we missing tomorrow defensively? Because like I said, when we saw the early week depth chart, Monty Montgomery was on there. Mm-hmm. So we think we have him back. We're obviously still going to be missing some depth. So what about Tabarius Peterson? What about Boykin? What about Yaya Diaby? I mean, what about the punter? I mean,
so when you get the roster of who can play, will that change how
I think so.
The pressure.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, pressure.
And I'm saying the word pressure. Yeah. Right.
Well, regardless, I mean, I think you need to really. I mean, you need to get some W's. I mean, to salvage this, and you can especially if you were to win out. With the 4 games left, which 3 of the 4, I do think you can win. I mean, even tomorrow, I mean, technically you're a 2-3 point underdog at Virginia, but the FPI on ESPN has you with the 57% chance to win. So you're an underdog, but yet the football analytics say you should win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow's one that I do think you should win. Then, you do have Syracuse and Wake, not in this order, but
wait, before you get to win-loss stuff.
Yeah.
Performance out of defense, offense, attitude. Like, what are you going to be like? What are you most excited about seeing what they do in particular?
Well,
or is it just kind of winning?
Well, yeah, just kind of winning. I mean, because, offensively, it feels like you've got it rolling lately outside of the slow start against Virginia Tech, who come out hot. Defensively, I mean, they come out ready to go, and after about that first quarter, you beat them. So I think offensively, I kind of like what we're seeing for the most part. I'm starting to kind of remember now, like, you want to see a little more out of Berkeley, right? I mean, I'd like to see there's a few guys here and there.
If Berkeley's the running style is more like Coach Satterfield is trying to bring in, can he be a change of pace that opens it up for Javian?
Yeah. Because when I say Seymour Berkeley, I mean that has no bearing on me not wanting to see Javian. But I mean just see a compliment there. Hassan Hall.
Compliment. That I was actually looking for a complimentary back.
Yeah. Because I mean Hassan Hall, we don't know if if that's something that will work. Jesus God. But anyways, sorry. But yeah, I mean, if he'll be back, Malik, I mean, so what did a 2-week break do for Malik?
A good offensive performance would leave you would send you out of that game feeling good.
Yeah, because I mean, defensively, I mean, I think we've been pretty solid. I mean, we did give up some points against Virginia Tech, but I mean, I think you kind of are what you are there. I mean, defensively, because you need that depth in the trenches. So, yeah, I mean, I think to win the game, you can win the rest of your games by outscoring teams. So,
and that will make you happier than watching outscoring a team will make you happier than a defense.
Yeah, because I just think that gives you your best chance to win games right now. Is probably just if I can put my defense is good enough that if I can put up 30, I should be able to win games. So
it's terrible to watch when it's a tough watch when you're not dominant on the defensive end. Okay, what I'm trying to say is a bad offensive game can leave you sick.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be happy with a awesome defensive performance when your offense looks bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you don't think your defense is like a dominant defense, you feel like the other team just didn't bring it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we had a better reputation defensively, we'd have felt like the Notre Dame performance was the best of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you had a reputation. But because you didn't, kind of look, okay, maybe Notre Dame was a little lame on their offense. Did we get anything good from it?
Yeah, I was just reading through here. I mean, just what a few guys were saying. Somebody said, I hate this uniform combo. I kind of liked it. The red, white, and black. I thought it was different.
It came out before last game, so we're keeping.
Yeah. We're gonna wear it again. They put it out the other day. Here's the thing. Also,
I'm just done with the black.
I know, right? Who else? Will we lose anybody else? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what we're waiting on too, because I mean, a lot of schools have anytime they've had a few guys out, that ends up being quite a few more, and that it's like,
and you don't want to get drug into this conversation.
I think that took the wind out of my sails a little bit with the season. Maybe that's what it was.
The contact tracing part of it.
Yeah. Once we became one of the teams that got hit with multiple people and taking them out of the games, I think, just to be brutally honest on the air about myself, and you can totally disagree with me, to me, that kind of took a little bit of the wind, because I felt like, well, now, I mean, if we're doing this and we're doing contact, then I mean, we're going to miss every game from here on out. It's going to be somebody.
Yeah, that's what happened. When I found out that it wasn't positive COVID tests, people across teams are just being contact traced out of games, and they're and they're perfectly fine. They've just contact traced. It's like, yeah, like once you establish, once you kind of learn the rules of that system, you're like, it reminds you, like, we said it early, like that wouldn't make sense, but we thought by now people would be more,
it's kind of what Rick Pitino tweeted out. I sent you Rick Pitino's tweet. I mean, I'm not totally changing sports here, but Rick Pitino tweeted out just about 20 minutes ago, and he said the NCAA committee is going to wish they listened to the ACC proposal to have an open NCAA tournament. Protocols make this basketball season nearly impossible to survive. See, now when certain people want to say, oh no, they can't play because of this, and this, I'm saying, I don't see how they can play because of the protocols you put in place.
Right.
I mean, if we're going to, if we're doing, and again, I'm not arguing what's safe, what's not. I mean, that's your own opinion.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I mean, now once you had 10 guys with Louisville and you did the contact tracing, I'm like, well, every game, like I fully expect tomorrow to probably hear somebody else's that we didn't know was out. You're like, oh, well, I thought we were. Oh, well, now that guy's out.
No, yeah, but traced.
Yeah, and it's
not positive test.
Yeah, and it's one of
yeah. So I will agree. Yeah, again, like I said, I'm perspective on this changes. You know what I'm saying? Once you realize how that's a what do you call it? That's a dam that can't be fixed.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, like what Coach Pitino's saying, I mean, because his team, I mean, for instance, his team had a support staff member test positive. They're out. They're missing their first 4 games.
Say that
now.
again.
A support staff member test positive. They're out their first 4 games. They can't play. I mean, so Coach Pitino's like, well, there ain't no way we're going to be able to play.
Right. We can't work.
Yeah, like,
we can't work
there's
out.
no way we're going to finish the season like this. I mean, it's just impossible.
And without, you have to acknowledge post-election, there's less of fear of repercussion from a previous, regime. So now it's kind of like, people that didn't want it to happen in the first place and kind of got, I don't want to say pressured into it, but I mean, we would admit once the ACC and the SEC kind of went forward, it put pressure on other schools. That's a fair statement, right?
Yeah.
It added pressure for other schools to, to not fall behind.
Yeah.
If nothing else. So, I do understand how that takes some sting out of it. But with that being said, I would still say I want to see clean offense. I don't think I would be able to do they've been off for some time, so it might be rusty.
No. Because in reality, it's no different than just having a bye week. So yeah, no, if you come out and just look like total dog crap, then I'm going to say, well, yeah, that's not acceptable.
B Hall, have you been checking out the new studio?
I saw the furniture that they put in yesterday. Furniture John was in here, and I saw they got the cubicles set up now for the sales team, and the actual studio has the table set up in there where you guys are going to be sitting. It feels like we're almost going to be there, but it's probably going to be like another 6 months.
Are you going to want to be on camera when we set it up? Text us 3831-939. Do we need to put the camera so you can see Brian Hall or face? Oh, wait, that's yours. Okay.
Yeah.
Brian Hall, are you going to want to be on camera?
I mean, I don't mind showing off my pretty face if you guys want to.
What about when you're back there beating up on people and throwing people around the room? Are you worried about that getting caught on camera?
People might actually understand why, sometimes I'm on the phone. They might actually see me on the phone when I'm mid-sentence and I'm like,
Steve,
hold on one second.
We're going to get text messages all day long. Get off the phone, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
And
I would.
They're going to call in. Or actually, they're going to text in. They're going to text and call and say, dude, get off the phone. I'm trying to call in right now.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, look. First texter says, you need to put him on camera.
I just want you to know, during this last segment, I added about 4 or 5 new songs to our intros.
Hey, here we go. Can't wait.
There might be a glare over you, though, that we're worried about. There fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck.
Backyard favorites like grill-ready hamburgers and fresh-picked strawberries? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales. Plus, rewards like fuel points, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Louisville football takes on Virginia Saturday, and ESPN Louisville is your pre- and post-game headquarters. Join Pat Jaggers and Taylor Lynch at 1:30 for the Coors Light pregame show on ESPN 680 and 105.7. And then directly following the game, it's the Coors Light postgame show with Mark Ennis on all ESPN Louisville stations. We're the first place in town that will take your calls and hear live from Scott Satterfield. If it's Cards football, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
We are proud to partner with our favorite go-to caffeinated beverage, Focus. Not Focus with an F, but with a PH.
When the reality of COVID-19 hit, our friends at Focus donated over 200,000 cans of Focus to nearly 400 hospitals across the U.S. to keep those on the front lines fueled.
And good news, now you can find Focus at more Kroger's, Thornton's, Liquor Barn, and Party Mart, as well as all the usual spots like Rainbow Blossom, Heine Brothers, Paul's Fruit Market, and CVS.
Or save 15% when you use code ESPN15 at www.drinkfocus.com. Focus, Focus. Try it today.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by BJ Heating and Cooling. BJHeatCool.com. Call the experts you can trust. Odd news coming out of the University of Kentucky women's basketball program yesterday is just days before the season is set to start. UK women's basketball coach Matthew Mitchell has abruptly resigned and retired from the team. If any additional information comes out of this story, we'll be sure to pass it along. Moving on to the men's side for Kentucky, though, grad transfer center Olivier Sarr and freshman B.J. Boston were named preseason All-SEC. Moving on to Louisville, the Louisville men's basketball team has a new opponent for their opening day matchup of the 2020-2021 season, as they will now take on Evansville instead of Southern Illinois, as Southern Illinois has removed themselves from the MTE event due to a COVID breakout on their team. Speaking of the Louisville basketball team, ESPN and SEC Network's Jimmy Dykes said yesterday he believes the Cards have a great coach that can handle the injury situation they are dealing with right now.
Chris Mack will figure it out. You guys have hired, in my estimate, one of the top coaches out there. Like, he can hold his own with anyone out there, from the coaching and motivating, recruiting, all that standpoint. But you don't want to have the injuries this early that they're dealing with right now at all.
Moving on to football, the Cards continue to prepare for the Cavaliers as they are set to travel to Virginia tomorrow. That game is set to kick off at 3:30, and you can catch it on the ACC network for TV. But be sure to catch all our pregame coverage right here on 93.9 The Ville starting around 1:30 and leading you all the way up to game time and immediately following the game for the postgame show. Moving on to Kentucky, they are set to host Vanderbilt this weekend in Lexington, but they are currently dealing with the loss of their offensive line coach after he lost the battle to cancer earlier this week. Coach Stoops addressed the loss in his press conference yesterday.
I know I want to coach as if John was with me, standing next to me. If I could be a window through his eyes and for him to see the game through my eyes, it would be an honor. And I think our players need to think of it the same way. Just envision him being there with us, watching us. And so, we will play. Our team will be ready to play. It's a tough day. Our kids will be resilient. They'll bounce back and
Steve just told me a story that one of the kids in his league get tested 3 times a week for COVID. Yep, I got it. Unbelievable. ESPN 680 and 93.9 Keep it locked here. Midday Sports Baby is next.
Is Sports Center.
After the year we've had, Genesis Diamonds thinks you deserve something really special. And we're making it happen. This weekend, Genesis Diamonds' largest sale ever, with savings up to 35% store-wide. Plus, aggressive zero-interest financing and an expanded selection of gorgeous all-new designer jewelry. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, new engagement rings, too. Turn your 2020 challenge into a 2020 celebration with something special from Genesis. 3 days of incredible store-wide savings this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, on approved credit.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
maybe it's not DraftKings. Maybe it's me. Maybe I can't read and talk at the same time. Maybe I need to learn them like you do and just memorize what I'm saying. So thanks to George and Barano's team for dropping off lunch to the ESPN Louisville studios. If you're thinking of lunch or dinner, Barano's has you covered for tonight and this weekend. Perfect for home gating of the games this weekend. All Barano's now delivering alcohol. Carry out and delivery to your home. Support local. Select Barano's locations are open with limited seating and social distance practicing. Yeah, it's that good. It's that good. Barano's Pizza. Yeah, it's that good. I'm contractually obligated to sing that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So here's the thing.
You're gonna voice the next commercial now.
For those of you who are just getting
that was good rejoin too
to the 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Curtis Waters stunting.
I like that.
Getting us to the 11 o'clock
I got
hour.
about 5 new songs in there.
I have to ask this question. I have to ask it to the listeners. I have to ask it to Steve, Brian. So here's what happened, people. If you weren't tuned in at the beginning of the show, Steve had a problem. Marcus and Steve both were repulsed by being taken extremely out of context.
Yes.
On other shows.
Yes.
It's one of those things kind of can get under my skin.
Yes.
And especially like there's different levels. Like
I don't mind being made fun of. I don't mind if James Strebel wants to make fun of me for saying Louisville's good. I don't mind that stuff. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
Or if I say like balls in his hand or something.
Right.
Like, I'm all for that. You know.
No, and again, intentionally out of context. Like I was a little bitey with Bob the other day. You know, I didn't feel like Nikki intentionally had us out of context on a conversation. But you know, there's a difference between I'm gonna use this out of context to make it funny. That wasn't something that wasn't funny or wasn't meant to be funny. Mitch stabbed Steve Rummage. Mitchell Handigan stabbed Steve Rummage squarely. Squarely.
Thank you.
In the spine.
This belonged to you.
1 week after we had a damn Twitter telethon.
Yeah.
To get him as many followers as humanly possible. So almost to the point where our producer got envious of how his follower count increased.
Yeah.
So fast. But Steve, here we are.
Yeah.
And he's still way above the 500 mark. Steve,
he's made a deal. He must have made a deal with Kentucky fans at this point.
Our punishment to relieve him of 45 followers hasn't got to its goal.
It hasn't. He's actually at 530 now, so he's only lost 15 followers. So
is this an indictment of us? Because here's what I thought.
I'm thinking he's made a behind the scenes deal with Kentucky fans.
When I looked at it, I was thinking
deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Listen, I was thinking, you know what? We have a nice fan base, or we got a nice listenership. The people we follow and follow us, they're not petty enough to just like jump straight to Twitter. You know, it's like, oh, you guys are giving a hard time, but I don't want to unfollow the guy. You think that's going on behind the scenes?
Maybe he's more likable than I thought. So what do I do? Just
give up?
No, I'm gonna booby trap his studio. Yeah,
I'm listening.
No, I'm not gonna say. It's coming, Mitch. Yeah, if this doesn't get under 500, then I'm not counting that it's paid. So yeah.
But see now,
I'm gonna throw a hot fajita in his face.
He did stab you.
He did, man.
He did,
and it always hurts when it comes from family, man. Like that's when it hurts the most. You know, it's like, you know, Strebel's like, man, Steven's dumb. Like, okay, all right, James. You know, calm down, James. I know, but with Mitch, that hurt. Right in my back, man. Just. And here's the problem. It was unwarranted because even Andy said, look, okay, Mitch, because Andy was like, I may be able to clown him, but I don't quite know what he's talking about here because the way we cut it here. So Andy was like, I'm having trouble clowning him on this because I'm not quite sure what he's saying here. And Mitch had the opportunity right there to go, well, I mean, I think
to be fair,
somebody asked, instead Mitch went with, oh, well, I mean, he's trying to say that all the whole recruiting class is going to be the number one
or was he
first round picks.
Or was he trying to bait Andy into something by saying that?
I don't know.
Because they do all try to bait each other.
Well, sure. I mean, and that's okay. I enjoy that. That's why I listen. It doesn't bother me. But yeah.
So maybe you shouldn't have took it so personal.
No, it's still personal. Still personal. It's personal.
The season has just been reduced to 10 games. The basketball season. Give me the 10 that you want.
That I want.
Yep.
And by the way, you can't say stuff like that right now. Like yesterday, who was that? Was it Goodman that tweeted out, like, we got earth-shaking news? It was like, get him on the air and corner him. Yeah, that's true. We could do that. I could just barge in.
No, because then he's going to be a nice, likable guy and thing like that. And it's like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear you're nice, likable. And
no, guys, listen. I was just kidding.
Hey, fellas.
It's like getting Phil Baker on here or something. Just when you're mad at him.
I brought you a Diet Coke, Steve. And you're like, dang it, bitch.
Right?
I don't know.
Okay. You were making
real quick before you get into another story. This isn't something we need to talk about a whole lot, but it's kind of a big deal. I just wanted to say, breaking news: the Florida Marlins have hired Kim Ng, and making her the first female and first Asian American to ever be a general manager for a Major League Baseball team. There you go.
Are you a Florida Marlins guy?
No, I'm a supporting females.
Fair enough. I just
all right.
There's plenty of time for those.
Well, good.
Yeah, I'll throw it in there. We weren't in a story right there. I was like, I'll just throw the break.
Good for her.
It's an ESPN.
Look, it's the top story on ESPN right now.
Good for her. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that.
You were
the more you know.
Just trying to lighten the mood a little bit, guys.
You were getting on me for my statement.
Thanks for getting a little tense in there,
because
right?
I can't make the joke of 10 games.
Yes, because Brian's the best. I love
you guys
Brian.
like that, didn't
That's
you?
why we got Brian. That is cool.
You're
Though.
welcome.
That is cool.
I don't
Yeah.
want to downplay it.
Yeah, like I'm more laughing at the randomness of it, not the story.
The Lawrence level timing.
The story is
That was the point. You guys were having a little tense moments with talking about Mitch, so I'm just trying to lighten the mood.
Fair enough.
tense moments. Like Mitch's gonna walk in here with pizza. And we're just gonna, so when are y'all gonna punch Mitch when he walks in? Or are we?
If he
are we
doesn't deliver
doing
the
this?
pizzas today, I'm pretty pissed off.
Is Mitch? Oh, no. Dude, is Mitch delivering the pizza?
No.
No, I think Phil. I don't know. You think Phil will do it today?
Y'all don't listen to anything. Y'all don't listen to anything.
Well, Phil's got a newborn baby.
Sorry, Papa. What did we miss?
Y'all know,
I mean, what I missed.
you know, Nathan Huber is going to get those pizzas right now.
Is he?
Y'all don't. Yeah, I swear.
Oh, thanks, Nate.
I don't take my.
I didn't know Nate still went and did stuff like that because Nate has a brand new office with. Have you saw Nate's office?
His office about doubled in
It's
size.
got a koi pond. It's got a koi pond with fish. It's got a little waterfall that comes out of the ceiling.
It's got 3 TVs.
It's insane. No, it's insane. Yeah. So, anyways, good for you,
It's
man.
kind of a big deal.
Nate.
Nate is going to get the pizza.
Okay, well, thanks, Nate. Well, then we'll have it at a good time then. So good for that. Okay, yeah, no, the reason you can't joke about stuff like that, man, is because
Just a second. We're about 4 minutes away from a Masters.
I was
update,
about
just
to
letting you guys know.
That's what I was going to say is we totally forgot.
Yeah, well, we did.
Okay, that was
We got about 4 minutes till the next update.
well, that's on us. That's on us. Sorry about that. So we'll hit this one here at 16. So while we're going into that, I will say this. The reason you can't joke about stuff like that, man.
Breaking news: Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Why are you doing this?
Has drafted a law that would allow citizens to kill looters.
Why would you do that?
In an expansion of the state Stand Your Ground law.
Why would you read something like
the
that?
law would allow armed citizens to shoot suspected looters.
What?
Suspected looters.
Why are you reading
or
that?
anyone engaged in criminal mischief in business. That's breaking news.
No.
I don't know. Did you guys hear that Kim Ng was
Back
hired
to-
by the Marlins?
For the love of God, let's get back to basketball and COVID at this point. Okay, golly, what have y'all done?
I'm listening.
So no, the reason you can't do that is because Jeff Goodman did that yesterday, and everybody was up in arms, man. Because you're like, whoa, dude, what's going on? Are they canceling the season or something? And then it was like for his podcast. So when you phrase a question like that, I think it can freak a lot of people out. Now, to answer that question, 10 games is interesting this year for me because I want to win them. And so I don't know that I would do the Wisconsin, Kentucky, Duke twice, Virginia twice, Carolina thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do need to see my team tested, right?
Okay, how many of those 10 do you want like monsters?
I want Wisconsin and Kentucky early. Because I think those are really good litmus tests.
Don't worry
early.
about the time. Don't worry about the time.
Okay.
Just cut it to 10.
I want Florida State. Because I need to get that off my back.
81-50, 93-9, 38-31, 93-9. B Hall.
Yeah, we're watching. Yeah, we still got about 2-3 minutes here. I need Carolina.
Kentucky, Wisconsin, Florida State, Carolina.
Yeah. Give me Duke once.
Duke, yeah. Virginia.
See, I'm totally fine not playing them.
Okay.
But that's just me. Because I just those games are just like you saw the movie Saw where he's got cut his leg off. Mm-hmm. It's kind of what playing Virginia feels like to me.
What about Seton Hall?
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, I think so. I think I do Seton Hall. Then give me something about playing a team like NC State. I always enjoy. So I'd probably take NC State. I think we're talking about Texter. We're talking about only teams we're playing on the schedule already. But yeah, if not, that Ohio State would be a good one. Miami, because they're another one.
That you got to put Kentucky on there.
I already did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I heard.
Who's the owner of the Marlins again?
No. Did you know that Kim Ng was hired by the Marlins?
No, Kentucky and Wisconsin.
No, I thought you said Wisconsin was the only non-conference.
No,
one I'd heard so far. Out of Seton Hall.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it. And I know we're coming up on it. Is there somebody? There's somebody I'm forgetting that I'm like, oh, I'd want to Syracuse. I want to play Syracuse. And probably Pitt because I need a game that I'm like, I feel pretty good about. Yeah, it'd probably be my two.
I'll give you mine. I got a feeling I'll be able to rattle mine right on off.
Yeah.
Which one are you most unsure about before we go to break?
We got 20 seconds.
I don't want to answer that. Probably Wisconsin. I knew what I wanted to say, but I'm not going to say.
5.
You just refused to say it?
Well, let's hear about the Masters.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. Dustin Johnson overcame a bout with COVID-19 last month to make it to Augusta National. He was quarantined in a hotel for 11 days and thankfully dealt with only mild symptoms. This week, the top-ranked player in the world is dialed in.
Dustin Johnson, over this 10-foot putt, hit a beautiful 9-iron right over the flagstick. This for his second birdie to get a 2-shot lead, and he has it. Dustin Johnson now 9 under par and a 2-shot lead, making it look easy.
DJ tends to do that. Kay Cockrell with the call. Johnson opening his second round, heading through Amen Corner. He's 2 shots better than Paul Casey and Cameron Smith. You're listening to exclusive coverage of the 2020 Masters on Westwood One.
And now another edition of Obvious News from Geico. Obvious News! A study says that soft talkers do not make great radio personalities. We asked local librarian Steve Sage about this, and here's what he said.
Honestly, I don't buy it. I think I make very captivating radio.
Also in Obvious News, Geico makes it easy to save money and easy to manage your policy with the Geico app. So switching is a really smart decision. How does Steve feel about this?
I love the Geico app. I use it all the time.
That's Obvious News from Geico. Obvious News!
The entire NFL family is committed to conversations and actions that advance social justice and move us towards a more equal and just tomorrow. The NFL created Inspire Change to reduce barriers to opportunity and create progress in police community relations, criminal justice reform, education, and economic advancement. Join NFL players, clubs, and the league in ensuring that access to opportunity is a reality for all. It takes all of us to end racism and hate. Learn more at NFL.com/inspirechange.
Let's check the leaderboard, sponsored by Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Go to geico.com today. Dustin Johnson finished his first round this morning and rolled right into the second round. Couple of birdies in the first 3 holes. He's 9 under, 2 shots clear of Cameron Smith from Australia and Paul Casey from England. Casey tees off later this afternoon. Smith, a couple of birdies in his first 4 holes to reach -7. Sung J M, a par at 10 to start. He's 6 under, 3 back. Justin Thomas, a bogey at 10. He's 5 under, 4 back. So is 63-year-old Bernhard Langer, who won his second Masters in 1993, a few weeks before Thomas was born. And yet Langer is also 5 under par and 4 off the pace. Tiger Woods goes off in about 3 hours. He is 4 under, along with Louis Oosthuizen, Lee Westwood, Patrick Reed, also Hideki Matsuyama. Ricky Fowler is at 3 under par. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Christ almighty, if you I'm sorry, dude. I put my headphones back on, but I mean, third, and I'm sorry, y'all. What I'm talking about is Ryan Clark, the top quarterbacks under 25, had Lamar third. Like, you're trying way too hard now, man. Right.
But it gets you on every platform.
I mean,
that hot take gets you on every platform.
But third, like behind Herbert and Murray,
the reigning MVP.
The reigning MVP of the league. Like, he's 5, 6, and 2 right now. Okay, like I said, I'm fine. I said this yesterday. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm fine with hey, he needs to win a couple of these big games. Because I agree with that. Like, all right, dude, you're kind of getting in third-year territory here. You're losing.
Even though that sounds
it sounds silly, but it is like
we act like we didn't watch Peyton Manning, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Flame out for 10 years.
But Peyton dealt with that, though.
Right.
Peyton had that.
They
hit him over the head.
But we still called him the best.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That is true.
I mean,
but golly,
yeah, I know, Texas. You're right about that. And I know it's I shouldn't even brought Peyton Manning's name into it, but you get the point. Okay, so here's the thing, Steve. Joe Burrow, Bart Scott says Joe Burrow. Kyler Murray said, Ryan Clark says Kyler Murray. Are you waiting for Minkovich?
Yeah,
you're waiting for him to unveil his best quarterback under 25.
I know. Well, they're saying, who would you start a franchise with? Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow. I don't totally disagree with the Joe Burrow.
He's good. He can play.
If you're going to start, if I'm going to start, I mean, if I got a 6'5" guy,
and they're still doing the injury thing.
Because I'm not acting like Lamar Jackson is the greatest player to ever play the game of football. I mean, but so I mean, I can get down with if you said, "Hey, Joe Burrow's a rookie."
It's just the Kyler Murray that pissed you off.
Well, it's just I mean, third. He's the MVP of the league, man. God.
Okay, so if I know I said it, I shouldn't have said it the way I did. I said 10 games we can play this year. 10 games. And I said 10 because 10 would make me feel like a satisfied year.
Okay.
Right? Like these 10 would make not just 10 games, but if I could play these 10 games, I would be able to smoke a cigarette after this season.
Okay.
Wisconsin.
Okay.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Seton Hall.
Uh-huh.
Duke.
Okay.
Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State.
Okay.
North Carolina.
I like it.
Notre Dame.
Oh, that's a good one.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, because I like nasty rivalry.
Me too.
Or not rivalry, but I like
it's got that Big East feel.
Listen, and I like collecting coaching heads.
Yeah.
And I think if Mac goes and smashes Capel, he'll get fired.
I'm here for it.
So I think that was 8. I don't care about Miami. I don't care about Wake Forest. I don't care about Georgia Tech.
Y'all care about Virginia Tech with Buzz Williams?
No, he's gone.
Because I got them on my list.
He's gone though.
Yeah, didn't he leave?
Yeah, Buzz is gone.
Oh yeah. Okay. I still got Virginia Tech on my list.
That's not bad though. That's still for one, because we beat them all the time too. That's
I'll do the North Carolina State as well, Steve. And there's one more Northeastern team that I'm missing.
You know what he's gonna do here.
Well, I don't know.
Go ahead, just go do it.
Who am I missing?
Come on, you know you want to start the season off with a win.
Western. Western.
Oh, well, I wasn't gonna say that.
No. I wasn't responding to your win comment. I was just thinking, what other team do I want?
Yeah, I got Western.
I want Western.
Brian's like, well, this isn't fun anymore.
I thought you were gonna build it all up this whole time, and then you're gonna be like Evansville.
That's funny.
That is pretty good.
That would have been funny.
Better not lose that game.
Right. Frank, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Gentlemen, first and foremost, thank you for taking my call. I've got 3 quick takes, and then I'm gonna hang up and listen. Now, my first take is that all the shade that's being thrown at Lamar. I agree with you guys totally. First and foremost, everybody's jumping on the Booger McFarland bandwagon and trying to discredit the things that Lamar's done. All he is the reigning MVP. And he's only lost 5 games in 3 years. So enough said on that. Number 2, Steve, as a Cowboy fan, Pittsburgh could have took Roethlisberger out. They decided to wait until the day after the game and said, "Oh, he's COVID, IR, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
So so that's my conspiracy theory. And the last thing is that I was kind of piggybacking on what you all were talking about yesterday. So my question to both of you is, who's the better tight end as far as U of L history? Gary Barnidge, Ivan Green, or Cole Hikatini? And I hang up.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah. Wow. It's pretty good. I mean, it's Ivan. He was an All-American.
I mean, I'm not participating in that one.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah,
like I feel you.
That's a pretty good one.
Like,
yeah.
To me, like you won't talk about any other tight ends. Ivan's is different.
Yeah. I was like, no, he was.
He's
one of the best ever.
Yeah.
But I feel you. Yeah.
Ivan's just different. And like I said, I got to watch Ivan Green up close on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just it was exciting watching those guys, just go from dorm rooms to Cardinal Stadium and just doing their thing.
Yeah.
Ivan's really
good. And Barnidge was good too.
That's what I'm saying. And I love Cole. Like,
I
love an awesome tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian. I mean, Ivan Green is
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I don't think it's.
Ivan Green's my favorite Louisville tight end of all time.
Well, that's good because he's probably the best.
Right.
Well, but you can look at.
We've
had
Brian.
Gary Barnidge. We've had a lot of recent success at the tight end position.
Right.
I'll tell you what. We'll take our last one. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville.
Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Lang. When Matthew McConaughey plays you in a movie, as he did me in 2005's 2 for the Money, you have to maintain a certain image. That's hard to do when you're going bald. I needed to do something, and it needed to be done fast. Parsley Waldman's Hair Center came to the rescue. Louisville and the Midwest Premier Hair Treatment Center not only gave me my hair back, but my self-confidence as well. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out how you can start your journey back to a full head of hair today. I can tell you firsthand, from the minute you walk in the door to the time you leave, you are treated as if you were in a 5-star hotel. And now that it's been a year since my surgery, I look back at pictures from a couple years ago. I don't even look like the same person. The procedure was an amazing success, and it has totally reframed my face. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out not only how affordable it is, but how you can get your hair back today. Visit hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com. And tell them Brandon Lang sent you.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial Pound Law on your cell phone. That's Pound 529, offices Louisville.
The playing of the 84th Masters is underway, and Westwood One is there with you every step of the way. 2019 champion Tiger Woods looks to defend his title against a talented field, competing amongst the fall foliage of the Augusta National Golf Club. Who will be fitted for this year's green jacket? Tune in to find out. If it's the 2020 Masters, it's right here.
Coverage begins Saturday at noon on 93.9 The Ville.
Hey, all you sports fans and dog lovers out there, Brian Hall here. When it's time for the big game, big fans need big TVs. And sometimes you may even want to bring your dog. And at Double Dogs, you can do both and even satisfy those big appetites. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure you get the fuel you need at lunch or dinner while never having to miss a game. So whether you have 2 legs or 4, you can cheer on and chow down at Double Dogs, located in the Middletown Commons.
Mark Ennis here telling you about my friends at Bosch Lawn Care. For the past few years, I've trusted Bosch Lawn Care with my yard maintenance at my house. That's mowing, weed eating, trimming bushes, cleaning mulch installation, and much more. Get yourself out of hours of work in the yard when you could be kicking back and enjoying time with your family and friends. Call 833-2GET-CUT. That's 833-243-8288 or visit them online at BoschLawnCare.com. Trust the lawn experts I trust. They're professional, affordable. Bosch Lawn Care.
When you are buying or selling a home, you have a ton of questions that need to be answered. Well, what if I could answer those questions with 3 simple words? Call Josh Jarbo. Josh specializes in residential real estate, getting buyers the home of their dreams and sellers top dollar for their home with the best negotiating skills in the industry. And if you tell him you heard about him right here, you'll receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. So contact Josh Jarbo today at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
Hey, Kentuckiana, Luke Hancock here. I wanted to take a minute to tell you about my good friends at Fitness Market. When my fiance and I were looking for a high-quality piece of fitness equipment for our home, we knew there was only one place in Louisville that we needed to go, Fitness Market. The friendly staff at Fitness Market showed us their amazing selection of equipment options, carefully explained all the different machines, and most importantly, treated us like family. We purchased the most amazing Kaiser indoor cycle, and we couldn't be happier. What was truly incredible was how many different treadmills, ellipticals, home gyms, rowers, and spin bikes they had. From the best brands in the industry like Precor, Matrix, Hoist, Spirit, and our favorite Kaiser. These guys are Louisville's e-bike headquarters. Fitness Market not only has new equipment, but they also have a huge selection of pre-owned equipment as well. That means they have something in everyone's price range. 2 locations, Westport Road just inside the Snyder, and their superstore on Plantside Drive at the corner of Watterson Trail, and online at thefitnessmarket.com.
Hey guys, it's Andy Sweeney here. When it was time to
it doesn't always quite start right at noon.